Am I the idiot for no longer doing husbandly duties after my girlfriend complains about having to do wifely duties when we aren't married? I, 25 male, has a girlfriend who's 23 and we've been together for about 3 years. She has been living in my apartment with me since our 3-month mark because things at her home were very bad and we felt this was a better choice due to me also living fairly close to her university. I pay for everything, whether it's something that benefits the both of us or something that just benefits her. I also have been paying for her university because I make a comfortable amount of money even though I've only been in my career for about 2 years. Anyways, recently, for the past few months, my girlfriend has been under the impression that she shouldn't do anything around the house because that's wifey duties. I ask if she could tidy up around the house since she's free 24/7 because she's on summer break, aside from her part-time job that she only works weekends, and she gets upset and says, "Those are wife duties," and that she wasn't gonna give me the whole package without a ring. I ask her if she could make me a quick lunch if I'm running late to work, or at least put some ingredients in a grocery bag so I can make it at work, and she gives me the same BS about how that's wife duties. It's even gotten to the point whenever I ask about trying new things when it comes to S*X, and she says the same things. It just keeps getting annoying, so finally yesterday, when I asked if she could pick up my dry cleaning today because I would be working late, and once again she replied with doing favors like that are for married couples, I lost it. I told her since doing simple tasks were for married couples then I wouldn't be paying for her next year of university, I wouldn't be funding her activities, letting her use my other car like it's hers, and she would need to start contributing to the house in terms of bills or she can leave because of course those were things that only husbands did and I was in fact not her husband. This resulted in her getting upset and claiming that I was manipulative and that I shouldn't hold things that I do for her over her head. I didn't care what she had to say and told her that if she wasn't gonna fix her view on helping her partner out with simple tasks, then I wouldn't help her as well. I then told her that I expected contributions for the bills until then, or I would kick her out. Am I the idiot? Edit. Thank you for all the advice. Even the ones calling me stupid, which really opened my eyes, and I really appreciate it. I'm just making this edit because it baffles me how some of you guys are assuming I'm using her for sex. I added how the wifey duties thing started affecting our sex life whenever I asked to try new things. I don't hold it over her head, I just move on and handle my business. When we had our argument, I didn't once bring up our sex life but told her she needed to start doing more around the house and stop being, in my eyes, lazy. Also, to be using her for sex, I would have to actually have sex with her all the time. The rare times we do nowadays are on her schedule, and we just do basic things and then go on with our day. Edit. Last edit before I plan to have a talk with my girlfriend because she's due to be home from her part-time job. I've never wasted her time on marriage. From the beginning of our relationship, I was really transparent on how I wasn't looking to get married until my late 20s or early 30s. From the jump, I've told her if she didn't like that arrangement, then our relationship wouldn't work out, but she was adamant that she was fine with that as well. Yes, I suspect that she's acting this way because she wants me to propose that I'm very adamant with not wanting to be married so young. I've reminded her several times throughout the years that if she's not like the arrangement and wants to get married, then she can leave and I wouldn't be hurt. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot, she said you are manipulating her while that is exactly what she has been trying to do to you. I'll only do it if I get a ring. You need to ask yourself if your relationship is starting out this way, what would she be like if you actually did put a ring on it and she is more secure in your relationship? Is this what you want the rest of your life to be? Comment 2. Not the idiot. Spoiler alert, if she isn't going to contribute to the household now, she won't start if y'all get married. Comment 3. Not the idiot, why should she be a wife if she sucks as a girlfriend? She isn't being a partner, she is being a leech. This was her opportunity to show you how much she appreciated what you do by doing what she could to help you in other ways. She failed. Go find a partner. Someone who can contribute to your life, not just take from it. Now for the update. So, on Saturday around 6 p.m. I decided to have a conversation with my ex-girlfriend. At first, I wanted to wait until today but I felt like I just needed to get it done. The intention of this talk was to let her go because I wasn't interested in trying to work things out anymore when it was clear she didn't love or respect me. I also took some advice to record our talk. So, when my ex got back from work, I decided to sit her down, and I was upfront with her saying I was unhappy in our current situation. I brought up how I felt used and I was expected to do all these different things for her while I didn't get anything in return. I brought up how I've tried to explain how I felt so many times and at which times she ignored it because she felt like she was always right. I then asked her what made her attitude change and a lot of you guys were correct. She wanted to get married to me, but I wasn't getting the hint, so she decided if she stopped doing things for me then I would realize how much I needed her. I brought up the fact how I told her from the beginning I wasn't interested in getting married so young, and I also told her if she was then our relationship wouldn't work because we were expecting different things. I told her that it would be best if we ended our relationship because this obviously wasn't working for us and I wasn't interested in continuing it. She tried to say that she would change, how she loved me, and how she was being stupid. I was firm and told her that I'm glad she realized how her actions were stupid and maybe she learned her lesson for her next relationship. After I confirmed that I wasn't changing my mind, she literally went crazy. Mind you, I'm still secretly recording. She started screaming how I was a useless piece of poop, how she never loved me, etc. It honestly scared me how she went from calm to a scary lady in a matter of seconds. At this point, she started throwing my stuff at me and even went as far to throw my game station at me, which resulted in it getting smashed when it hit the floor. Like that wasn't enough, she went into the kitchen and started throwing glass plates at me while calling me useless B*TCH. At this point, I was pissed and I went into our room and started throwing her poop into a trash bag and threatened to call the police. I didn't even get time to call the police because I guess my neighbors heard all the commotion and called them for me. The police ended up coming to my door and asking about the noise, in which I told him the whole situation and how my ex was being really violent towards me. She tried to play it like I was the one who was in the wrong and maybe he would have believed her if I didn't have the video on my phone. He ended up trying to escort her away from my apartment, but she refused to leave without her stuff, so I had to quickly throw all her poop into trash bags while she waited outside. The cop was kind enough to help because I honestly wanted her away from my home as soon as possible. After all her stuff was collected, she ended up leaving with the cop, and that was about 30 minutes ago. Now I'm staying up really late tonight because she still has the key to the apartment, and I'm waiting for the 24-hour locksmith to arrive. Though I was too stressed about remembering the key to my home, she did forget to take the keys to my other car with her, so I happily have those. Comment 1. Major bullet dodged. She found out she was losing her cash cow and the easy life she had, and went mad because of it. Because, really, who else is ever going to fund her entire life and schooling? I would also get cameras just in case she comes back crying for a second chance or being violent. Also be ready for the "I'm pregnant" ploy and demand proof and a DNA test. Maybe in her next relationship she will learn to accept that someone isn't ready for marriage and not bite the hand that feeds her. I have a feeling she will be too busy working to afford school and an apartment though to think about dating for a while. Oh, and press charges for everything she destroyed. You have evidence, and she doesn't deserve the kindness of being let off the hook. Comment 2. You're the idiot. How dare you treat her like that? She's right, you know, you're not married, so why should she do anything around the house? You have no right to expect her to do anything for you if you're not willing to put a ring on her finger. You paid for her university and other things, sure, but that's not enough. You made her feel like she's worth nothing, and then you break up with her just like that. She's better off without you, honestly, and you should have expected this reaction from her. Good for her for standing up to you and your absurd expectations. You should have proposed long ago, and now you're paying the price for it. Comment 3. Don't forget to change passwords and pins on any accounts she might know. This includes financial, social media, streaming, memberships, etc. Don't let her mess up your life in any way. Then the original poster responded with, "Don't worry. She never had any access to important information like that." Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for breaking up with my boyfriend over the Barbie movie? Am I, female 23, the idiot for breaking up with my BF, male 23, over the Barbie movie? I literally don't know what to do right now, and I feel so helpless, turning to Reddit for advice/validation. But 3 days ago my BF and I went to go see the Barbie movie. I've been really excited as I'm a huge Greta Gerwig fan and my boyfriend likes Ryan Reynolds. Other than him being in the movie, my BF didn't know anything else about it. I, on the other hand, was aware of its feminist themes and was secretly hoping my BF would get the message. Over the duration of the movie I could tell he was getting more and more uncomfortable/upset, and I was getting really sad, both from the movie and his reaction, and I knew we would end up having a conversation about it afterwards. He didn't talk to me until we got in the car. He then told me that he was really offended by the movie and said that it was the kind of thing I should have watched with my girlfriends and not him. I understood where he was coming from, but I'm not going to even start explaining why I disagreed. We have been having problems with his weird comments about women, the LGBTQ community, and other stuff. He would deem it, which stuff? Maybe it was a long time coming, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back. I was tired of having to always deal with his attitude and disrespect, and was also maybe on this girl power high. So I told him it was over. The complicated part is this: he lives, but used to live, with me. He has been in between serving jobs, and since he was my freaking boyfriend I let him move in with me 6 months ago. Living with him is a whole other story, but I couldn't take it anymore, and had him leave my apartment the next day. I stayed at my friend's house while he packed up his stuff. He said he understood and that he didn't want to live with me another second anyways. I assumed he had a place to go, but apparently he didn't. His brother called me a few hours ago saying he's MIA. His friends are blowing up my phone saying the same thing. I feel like this is all my fault. No one has heard from him in 24 hours. I did think it was weird when I came home and all the food in the fridge was gone, all the batteries in our electronics drawer were gone. He took my phone charger and half the blankets. I know now he did not in fact have anywhere to go, or a car. He had been using mine since his engine busted last month. The worst part is we still have his location, and it's saying he is 2 states away. I don't know how he got there. I can't believe this is all because of the freaking Barbie movie. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. The Barbie movie is just one thing on top of everything. Why do you break up? What were your thoughts and feelings in this situation? What do you think now? Not the idiot for things that happened later. He is a grown-up, therefore he should be capable of living on his own. It is not your job to get him a warm place to sleep. He also does not want to be with you, didn't want to live another second with you. Comment 2. It's not because of the movie. It's because you kicked him out because of his views about the movie and other things. But that doesn't really matter. You had a right to kick him out, and you don't have any responsibility for what happens after that. Not the idiot. Comment 3. You're not the idiot. Apparently the two of you were not compatible. He will figure something out. Sounds like he has a family that is concerned and will help him. Count your blessings he left willingly. Now for the update. Hi everyone. I know everyone says this, but I really didn't expect this to blow up. I'm a little embarrassed, but in light of everything I've learned over the past 24 hours, I'm once again sharing on Reddit. Before anything else, I wrote that post in a frenzy of panic and guilt. With a clearer head, I can recognize that yes, we broke up because we were incompatible and I was at my limit, not because of a movie. Some people were saying I may have needed the Barbie movie more than he did since I was clearly dating a bigot, and to that I agree. I was convinced I loved him, but I think I just didn't really understand my values/feel deserving of someone better. I've learned my lesson, and as a lesson, will never let myself be treated like that again. My biggest regret is that my loved ones had to endure him as well. Well, I've been cheated on before. But I usually find out, and then we break up. Since I found out about my ex's cheating, after I broke up with him, I'm not exactly torn up about it. I feel like I skipped the questioning and sadness and went straight to over it. But since I have everyone's attention, I'm just gonna put him on blast run. I can confidently say his beliefs were the worst part about him, and I'm not extremely surprised that he didn't respect me enough to be loyal. But the way I found out was actually kind of funny. His brother has been keeping me semi-updated on the missing Ken situation, but I haven't really been asking any questions other than how he and his family are doing. They're not mad at me as they are aware of the situation. His brother even thanked me for taking care of him for as long as I did. He texted me this morning around 9 saying we don't need to worry anymore because he's at their cousin's house in Colorado Springs. Then, around 12 in the afternoon, I got multiple calls from a friend of his saying that he heard from my ex. This friend sucks so much I'm not even gonna get into it. I supremely regret giving him my number. He was obviously under the influence of some sort, and he's telling me stuff like, he is literally so much happier now that you let him go. And that, he just felt bad for me. And that I was charity work. And then he said, now he can be with his man for real. His name, getting some real P***SY now. Literally pause. I asked him to clarify and he gave me that, oh shoot, laughing guy thing they do when they say something they weren't supposed to. Then he said to me and hung up. The potentially craziest part that's been getting to me is that he is definitely at his cousin's house. His brother confirmed. I think I'm going crazy because I've seen his cousin on his Insta feed before, and she's literally stunning. He said she's his second cousin, and how related they are. If this is real, I can't even comprehend what this means. Maybe it's not real, but I think it's the perfect ending to this story. I'm not gonna update anymore after this because I feel like I'm already gonna regret this update. But final notes. He must have taken all the stuff from the house out of spite. I found out he took the batteries from the remotes, and my hair blow dryer too. How he got to his cousin's house, I didn't ask, or what happened to my Dyson Airwrap, but maybe his cousin/girlfriend is using it now. In the spirit of Barbie, she can have it, IG. And yes, I know I said Ryan Reynolds when it was Ryan Gosling. Like that one comment said facial blindness is real. That's all. Comment 1. So he's a bigot, thief, and potentially a cousin fucker? You didn't dodge a bullet, you dodged a cannonball. Comment 2. Honestly, you're the idiot in this whole situation. Breaking up with him over a movie? Come on, it's just a movie. People get offended by different things, and he was just being honest about his feelings. You should have stood by him and educated him, not break up like that. Plus, you kicked him out with nowhere to go. That's cold and heartless. He was living with you, struggling with his jobs, and you just tossed him out. You're treating him like he's a disposable item, not like a human being. You say you were on a girl power high, but all I see is a power trip. Maybe watch the Barbie movie again and actually learn something from it. You clearly missed the point. Comment 3. Can you charge him with theft? I'm not sure if his friend understands that boning a cousin isn't something to brag about. That's pretty trashy. Block that idiot's number. I'm glad he's out of your life. Batteries are easy to replace. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.